NC Stewards represents a group of environmentally motivated Niagara College students, and our goal is to support or engage in practices that further the objective of sustainability on campus or in our community. We started the group right before a class through our environmental technician program, and in just a regular old discussion. We were just discussing how we wanted to see more environmental action and climate action on campus, and then from there, the group was basically born.
Lindsay, along with volunteers, began a major greening and conservation program for the St. Catharines Downtown Association, known as the Pollinator Project.
In 2021, we began the Pollinator Project by just focusing on researching species that would increase pollination in our area. And that just was a few working groups that went out and researched grants, researched species, researched where we could put these plants throughout the city. And we didn't have any leads in the first year, but in the second year, 2022, I sat on the Downtown Association Streetscape and Sustainability Committee. I was introduced to Adam from Dispatch Restaurant, and we had this great idea to use wooden crates as temporary gardens. And from there, the Pollinator Project exploded.
A total of 14 pollinator gardens were set up in the downtown core.
The first immediate benefit is the beautification for the streets. The pollinator gardens provide that pop of color for folks walking by. We also took the pollinator project a step further. We collaborated with Indigenous education through Niagara College, and we actually supplied an Indigenous teaching for each plant in the planter. And to communicate that with the public, we attached QR codes to the side of the planters so folks walking by could scan the QR code and then learn more about it. So beyond the beautification, it then became an engagement piece. And that's not even getting started with the environmental benefits that happen because of bringing native species to an area. So.
A downside of a lot of horticultural practices is the use of non-natives and annual plants, because they're very beautiful, don't get me wrong, but our native species here, like pollinator species, bees, birds, flies, beetles, all those sorts of things, they need native plants because that's what they've used historically. So to support those species and to allow them to flourish, we need to incorporate more native species in our gardens, in our urban centers.
The club actively participates in environmental initiatives across the region.
In 2021, when the project first started, there was about a team of 10 of us that got together to do this research. And we would meet almost every week for 2 to 3 hours religiously to plan out what could be possible for our communities. And that work was extended from the summer and continued into our school year. When we're working part-time, we're also going to school and we have our families and our own responsibilities, but people kept on coming out. And one person in particular, Katya, has stayed with not only NC Stewards, but the Pollinator Project for this entire time. And it just goes to show that once you have more people on your team, your capacity can just blossom. And that's really what happened here with the Pollinator Project.